I'm Anil Kumar, sharing with you a very important video for pre-calculus students. The question is, sketch the graph and write characteristics of the function f of x equals to square root of x squared. Now, to sketch the graph there are many different methods, but we'll adopt the most traditional one, and that is to create a table of values, right? So we'll create a table of values and then sketch the graph. So we'll take few values for x and then find what is square root of x squared. Okay, so that is how we'll begin. So normally as we do, we'll take values as -2, -1, 0, 1 and 2 for x. So if I write square root of -2, let me write and show the calculations, since there is a lot of confusion regarding this. So we have square root of x is -2 whole square, so that is equal to square root of 4, and that is equals to 2. For -1, it is square root of -1 whole square, that is square root of 1, and that is 1. See, square root is always positive. That is important to understand, right? Square root of 0 square is square root of 0, which is 0, and square root of 1 square is square root of 1, which is also 1, and square root of 2 square is equals to square root of 4, which is 2. Right? So we get coordinate points to begin with. Let us now sketch the graph. So I'll just make a very rough sketch here, and then we'll write characteristics also. What we observe is all y values are positive, so let me make this axis kind of like this. So we have taken just few values. Let's say this is 1, this is 2, this is 3 for us, and then -1, -2, -3. We of course know the trend, and then let's say this is 1, this is 2, and this is 3 for us. So the points which we have got are -2, 2. So at -2, the value is 2. So it is kind of here, right? At -1, it is 1. At 0, it is 0. At 1, it is 1. At 2, it is 2, right? So these are some values which we have got. So if we connect them, we get a graph. And the graph is kind of like this. Does it remind you of something? So we have something going up here, kind of like this, right? So that's the graph we get. Here is our x-axis, y-axis. This is 2 for us, and this is also 2 for us, right? That's the origin. So that's the graph we get. Clearly, this graph is of absolute x function, right? So from the graph you can undoubtedly write square root of x squared as absolute value of x, right? It is not x, it is absolute value of x, correct? Now, once you have the graph, now very easy to write down the characteristics. You can write a lot of characteristics for this function. So it has no restrictions on domain, so we can say domain is all real numbers, right? So I wrote this in words. I'll write range in the set form, just to give you an idea of different ways we can do it, right? So range is y belongs to real numbers, where y is greater than equal to 0. Is that okay? So it's read as y belongs to real numbers, where the value of y is greater than equal to 0. That's the range. And important characteristics here is symmetry. So what kind of symmetry it has? It has even symmetry. Since f of -x is equals to f of x. That is to say, all f of -2 is 2 and f of 2 is 2. Do you see that similarity, right? So f of -x is x. These two values are also equal, right? So it is an even symmetric function, right? So it has even symmetry. And then you can say about the end behavior, right? And end behavior which is when x approaches positive infinity, y approaches positive infinity. When x approaches negative infinity, y approaches negative infinity, right? So likewise, you can have many different characteristics. One of the most important characteristics here is that it has a corner, right? So it has a corner at origin. Now, what does it signify? For me, it signifies that we cannot really draw a tangent at 0, right? So that really means that tangent is not defined. Tangent slope is not defined at origin. Now this is one of the most important and one of the least understood characteristics of this particular function. Since you could see that I could draw a tangent like this, I could draw a tangent like this, I could draw this as a tangent, or for that matter, any line on this paper going through that corner seems to be tangent to the graph. Now, which one should I take? We don't know, right? So it's undefined. So tangent at a corner is always undefined, and that is what you learn from this particular function, right? So there are many other characteristics. You can always write increasing and decreasing interval. It is decreasing from, so you could write many other characteristics. We'll not get into those details now. So decreasing from minus infinity to 0, increasing from 0 to infinity, likewise. And you can also define this function as a piecewise function. So I'll keep those as questions for you. So question 1 for you is define this as a piecewise function. You can see it's a combination of two linear functions. Do you see that? So it could be defined as a piecewise function. And then the other question could be, write increasing and decreasing intervals. Okay, so write increasing and decreasing intervals could be your second question, right? On the characteristics of this particular function, which is square root of x squared. I'm Anil Kumar, and I hope that helps. You can always share and subscribe my videos. Thank you, and all the best.